Emily from Ignite Your Being. Welcome. Today's session is going to be very much about leg strength. So all you will need, possibly, 2 bricks, and that is dependent on your hamstring flexibility. If you don't have bricks, you can always bend your knees, okay? So we will start in cat-cow position, one of my favourites, just to get general movement through our spines. So place your hands beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips, and then with an inhale you're going to drop your belly, either look forward or look slightly up, engage your shoulder blades, lift your tailbone, find that movement. And then with an exhale, round it through your spine, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, push the ground away and find that lovely stretch across your back. And again, inhale, drop your belly, find your arch. Move into position, maybe take a bit of a wiggle if you feel you need it today. And then push the ground away as you exhale back into your cat. One more time. Inhale, drop belly. Release shoulders away from ears, lift your tailbone. And then with your exhale, push the ground away. Find that roundness in your spine. Again, have a little wiggle if you want to. And then find your neutral spine. Keeping your knees underneath your hips, just stretch your arms forward for a bit of a puppy pose. But this time you're going to be active in your puppy to begin with. So your hands are just going to be on the floor, the rest of your arms are off. You're going to push the ground away as you round up through your spine, so a bit like a cat. So as you suck your belly in and you suck your sternum bone in, you're actively pushing into your hands, and you should be feeling that work around your shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, just allow yourself to be passive in the pose. So either your forehead or your chin comes to the floor. You extend into your fingers, but you allow your belly, your chest, your armpits to soften a little closer to the floor. Take a soft breath. And again, we'll go active. So lift your head. Draw your sternum in, draw your belly in, push as hard as you can with your hands, engage those shoulder blades. Breathe, push, pause, and then release into your passive puppy. So let your body release, feel the stretch from your hips to your fingertips. And then one more set. You're going to bring your belly in, your chest in, you're going to push actively with your hands, you're going to round up towards the ceiling as much as you can, but at the same time actively pushing down into hands to engage your shoulder blades. And then passively release into your pose. Maybe see now if you feel a little bit more movement around your chest, around your upper back. Soft breathing. And carefully lifting your head up, bring your hands back. Let's lift into a down dog. Spread your fingers, tuck your toes, lift off your knees, keep a bend in your legs to begin with and have a little bit of play like we normally do. Just get some stretch through your heels, stretch out your calves, maybe move your hips, maybe move through your chest, whatever you feel you need today. And then once you've had some movement, remind yourself of your hands, push the ground away, lift up through your spine, hips go high, maybe be on the balls of your feet and get an extra bit of lift in your hips. And then just see, maybe legs will be straight, maybe there'll be a slight bend. See what works for you today. Aiming to get a little more weight into your legs and less weight in your hands. And from here, just join your feet together. Raise your right leg up. Take your foot towards the left as you turn your chest towards the right. Take a little bit of a scorpion twist. Push that foot away as you feel the openness in your right hip. Squeeze your right glute to go a little deeper. Now you're going to bring this foot forward into a lunge. So just bring it between your hands. Give it a helping hand if need be. If you run out of steam, have a little bit of movement backwards and forwards. And then you're going to make this a little bit deeper by starting to straighten your right leg a little. So we're just easing into a bit of a hamstring stretch. Okay, so just go to where you can today. There's no need to fully straighten. Just work within your limit. Backwards and forwards, just bring a little bit of movement. Just working into that stretch of your hamstring. And then placing hands
back down, take your right foot back to join your left, hips high, and then raise your left leg up. Take your scorpion chest to the left, foot to the right. Squeeze your left glute open up through your hip. Maybe just take a peek underneath your armpit. Bring your left foot forward for your lunge, get some movement backwards and forwards, and then make this into a bit of a hamstring stretch. So just taking your butt back and forth, gently starting to straighten your left leg a little bit more each time. And then just one more. Hands down, step back, find your down dog. And then walk your hands towards your feet. Take a slight bend in your knees if you need to, and just take a forward fold. So allow your body to hang, you can fold your arms if you wish to. And depending on your hamstrings will depend on how much of a bend you have. If your hamstrings are tight, then take a good bend. If they're a little bit more flexible, can you start to straighten your legs a little more, take your butt a bit higher, allow your body to come a little lower. And then just gently and slowly roll yourself to come to stand up.
Okay, so you may, if you need bricks, or you think you may need bricks, have your bricks towards the right side of your mat. And you're going to begin in Tadasana in the center of your mat. Spread your toes, ground yourself down, stretch into your fingers, find this sense of lift, this sense of openness in your body. Now just step your feet into a comfortable wide position, ready for your triangle Trikonasana pose. You're going to turn your left toes in ever so slightly, turn your right leg out fully. Remembering as we turn our right foot, we need to turn our right knee and our right thigh so it's looking in that direction, no pressure on the front knee. Stretch your arms out, reach to right hand, bend at your hip, take your right hand down to right leg, left hand up towards the ceiling. Now triangle pose is not about bringing our hand to the floor. It's about working into the pose, finding this openness in chest, the stretch into our top arm, a stretch into our bottom arm. And if you can keep that openness, then by all means slide your hand down a little lower. Now we're going to come into Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon balance. It's easier to take your top hand onto your hip so you don't have to worry about that. Bend your front leg, keep your left shoulder rolled back so your chest is open. You find the floor or you find your brick, you bring your back leg in slightly, you reach your right hand or brick forward. And then slowly start to lift your back leg. Now you may find a little baby half moon pose, or you may be able to straighten your front leg a little more, finding that openness in chest, or should I say keeping that openness in chest. Squeezing your right glute, you may be able to raise your left hand up. The more you can push the ground away and reach up into your finger and reach away into your left foot, the lighter the pose will be. Now see if you can reverse it. You bring your foot back down, you stretch it away, find your Trikonasana. Chest still open and to the ceiling. Inhale, bring yourself up. Now for warrior, you may need to take a slightly wider stride. Start to bend your front leg. As you bend your front leg, your knee goes over your foot, as in that direction. The aim is to make a right angle with your knee stacked above your heel. Once you're into position, stretch your arms away like a strong warrior. Now often when we come into this position, we want to lunge our body forward. So keep body upright, front leg is bending, back leg is strong and straight. Now left hand to left leg, right arm up by your ear. Take a little bit of a side bend into a bit of a reverse warrior. Back leg is strong, front leg is still bent. Reach a little more into both hands. And then we're going to go the other way. So you're going to bring your right elbow towards your right knee. Use your elbow to draw your knee back towards the wall as you encourage openness in your belly and your chest. Left arm slides over by your ear as you reach into your fingers for your side angled stretch. Feeling this lovely stretch from back foot to top fingertips. You can stay here, or you can start to slide your right hand down towards the floor, provided you can keep your chest open. This will be a little bit stronger in your hip. And then you're going to bring yourself into a lunge. So turn your body to face the floor, hands either side your foot. Adjust your stance as you need to.
lunge, left hand goes to the floor, right hand goes to the ceiling. Push the ground away, squeeze your glutes slightly and reach into your right hand. Find that openness, that twist. And then swapping hands, right hand down on the outside of your foot, left hand up towards the ceiling. Open chest, open belly, reach into fingers. Still be active into your back leg. Release your hand down. Take your right foot a little bit wider to the side and bring your body a little lower on the inside. Now our aim is to come down onto our forearms. This may or may not happen. You may have your bricks here, so you could use those as a little bit of a prop. See where you can go today. Whatever position you're in, encouraging a little more openness in your right hip. You can encourage movement if that feels good for you. Soft, smooth breaths. And then hands back to the floor. Find your lunge position once more, but drop your back knee now to the floor. Lift your body up into this 90-degree angle. From here, you're going to tuck your pelvis under, squeeze your left glute, push and drive that hip flexor forward. Interlace your hands behind, push the hands to the floor, roll the shoulders back. You can pause here, or you can start to take your hands further back, maybe look up towards the ceiling, open your chest a little more as you drive that left hip flexor forward. Soft breaths. With an inhale, bring yourself back up, release your hands. Maybe take your right foot slightly forward and come into a bit of a deeper lunge now. Still active with your left glute, still pushing left hip forward. Take your arms up by your ears and maybe reach a little bit higher and open up your heart space a little more. Keep driving left hip forward. And then release yourself down, bring yourself back to your lunge position. From here, right glute is firing. You're going to bring your left foot in for a bit of a curtsy squat. So your bum goes down and you take your back foot back. So from your lunge, curtsy squat. Lunge, curtsy squat. Feeling like your right glute is firing strongly. The last one. Well done. Now this time, take your hands a bit further forward. Hopefully you've got enough room. You're putting the weight into your front leg. Squeeze your right glute, lift your left leg up for a kind of warrior pose, but hands to the floor. From here, squeeze your left glute and lift that left foot up with control. So both butts are squeezing, hips aiming to be level, aiming for length in our spines. From here, you're going to drop your back foot down into a slightly narrower space for your Parsvottanasana or pyramid pose. You may or may not need bricks at this stage. Your aim is to straighten your right leg, drawing your right hip back, allowing your left hip to look to the floor, lengthen your chest forward. For those that wish, you can take a bit of a forward fold over that right leg. Keeping your breath soft and steady. Lift your head, lift your chest. Take your left hand over towards your right hand. Again, you may want to use a brick at this stage. Right hand to lower back for a revolved triangle. So legs are strong. You're rotating your belly and chest towards the right, lifting your right shoulder up and back. Maybe raising right hand up if you feel balanced. Push the ground away, reach a little higher. And then gently release hands back down to the floor. Bend your front leg, put the weight forward once more and come to a standing split. So raise your left leg up, maybe holding right leg with right hand, maybe bringing your body a little lower as your left foot goes a little higher, use your glutes. Release that leg down, back to a lunge position. Turn your feet, turn your hands to center. Find a wide leg pose, strong firm legs, lengthen your spine, and then maybe fold at your hips and draw your head and trunk down a little closer to the floor. You can walk your hands back in line with your feet and just allow gravity to release your body a little lower and just find that soft breath once more. Bring your hands back forward underneath your shoulders. Start to heel toe your feet in a little bit. And then just gently roll yourself back up to center. Let's repeat on the other side. So right toes in slightly, left leg out fully, preparing yourself for your Trikonasana. Remembering the whole of your left leg looks to the left. Stretch your arms out, reach to the left, hinge at your hips, hand on the leg, right hand to the ceiling, and find that openness in your chest, openness in your hip. Maybe see if you can bend a little more deeply into the pose without losing that openness. Now for your half moon, top hand on your hip. Look down at your foot. Bend your front leg. Bring your body weight forward, bring your back foot in. If you've got your brick, you may need your brick. And just see, can you come to a baby half moon? Or maybe you can start to lift into your full half moon. Keeping that squeeze of your left glute for stability. You can always keep a slight bend in that left leg. And reach into your top hand. And coming back to Trikonasana. Bend your front leg. Find the floor with your back leg. Come back into your triangle pose. Open chest, strong legs. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Well done. Rest your arms for a moment. Widen your stride if you feel you need to, and start to bend your front leg. Remembering that knee needs to be looking over front foot. Just come to where you can without lunging your whole body forward. Be firm in your back leg, trunk lifted. Stretch your arms out, reach into your fingers like a strong warrior. Right hand to right leg, left arm by left ear. Take a bit of a reverse warrior as you side bend towards the right. Strong legs, soft breathing. Let's go the other way. Left elbow to left knee. Use that elbow to push the knee back. Find a bit more openness in your hip. Right arm over by your ear as you reach into your fingers. And make that stretch come from your back foot all the way up through the side body. And if you wish, you can slide your hand a little lower. And moving into your lunge. Hands to the floor, adjust your foot as you need to. Right hand stays down, left hand goes up. Push away into your back foot, strong straight leg. Slight squeeze of your glutes, reach into your left hand. And then swap sides, so left hand to the floor, right hand to the ceiling. Open up through your belly, your chest. And then release that hand down, take your left foot slightly wider. Find your lizard pose, so that could be just a slight bend of elbows. It could be where you can bring your elbows to the floor. Maybe encouraging some movement. Whatever works best for you. Few soft breaths. Hands to the floor. Find your lunge position once more. So from here, drop your knee down. Bring your body up for your hip flexor stretch. Tuck your pelvis under. Squeeze your right glute. Drive your hip flexor forward. You can stay here, or you can interlace your hands, push your hands to the floor, roll your shoulders back. Maybe start to lean back, lift your chest, take your head back, drive that right hip flexor forward. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Maybe take your left foot slightly forward, come down into a deeper lunge. Still squeezing right glute, still pushing hip flexor forward. This time, arms up towards the ceiling. Reach into your fingers, take a little chest opener. Soft, gentle breathing. And release your arms down, lift yourself back up. Bring yourself back into a lunge position, ready for your curtsy squat. So put the weight forward, squeeze your left glute, tap your foot in towards your left ankle, back to your lunge, and again. Aiming to keep your body as low as possible, or at least this left leg as squatted as possible. Nice and still, strong, firm glute. Well done. Now from here, hands go a little further forward, lift up your back leg for a warrior. Hips level. Squeeze your left glute for stability, squeeze your right glute to lift that heel with control. So it's not a big movement, it's just about isolating that glute. 2 more. And then step your foot back, find your Parsvottanasana distance. So your right toe should naturally turn out slightly. Your left hip wants to be drawing back. Hands underneath shoulders, you can use your bricks if your hamstrings are tight. Lengthen your chest forward. Those that want to can take a forward fold if your hamstring will let you. Now lift your head back up. Take your right hand over towards your left hand. So your hand is pressing, or your arm is pressing against your leg for stability. Press down into your front big toe to help with your balance, left hand to lower back. Rotate your body towards the left. Lift your left shoulder up and back. And those that wish can take their left hand up towards the ceiling. Be strong in your legs, find that openness in your chest. And then release your hand back down. Bend your front leg into a lunge. Bring your body weight forward once more. Raise your right leg up for a standing split. Hold your left leg with your left hand and see if you can bring your body a little lower as you squeeze your glute to lift yourself a little higher. And then release, step your back foot for a lunge. Turn your feet to the front, wide legged. Forward bend. This time, stretch your hands forward, keep your hips stacked above your feet and get lots of length between your hips and your fingertips. Really lengthen through your body. Now keeping that length, see if you can draw your hands back in line with your feet. Bend your elbows back behind you and allow your body to lower down. So legs are still strong and working hard. Your seat bones are lifting a little higher to allow your body to come a little lower. Soft breathing. And with an inhale, bring your hands forward underneath your shoulders. Heel toe your feet in. And gently roll yourself up to standing. Well done.
Now, because of all that leg strength work, I would advise that you relax in Viparita Karani with your legs up the wall if you have access to a wall. So, all you need to do is sit yourself close to a wall, swing your legs up, swivel your bum in as close to the wall as possible so you can feel your tailbone pressing down. Feet can be together or they can be apart, whatever feels comfortable. Take your arms a little away from your body, open up through your chest, release your shoulders away from your ears. And just let go. Invite that release into your legs after you've worked them so hard. Such a good pose to do if you've been doing any kind of exercise on your legs or if you've been stood on your legs all day. Then just legs up the wall. Allow them to find that release. Finding your connection with your breath once more. Aiming to take soft, light inhales and exhales. And especially feeling with each exhalation, you can soften a little deeper into the floor as your legs relax a little more. Now I invite you to stay here for as long as you have time for. I'm going to roll myself out. And I'd just like to say thank you